Hello everyone, Russ in the house. Today I'm coming up with my Lee Sin jungle guide. Here's the the rules I use. I use physical damage, all my quintessences and marks, use armor yellows and magic resist blues, all flat. And for my masteries I go 2109, getting the jungle buff duration and all that good shit. So for my jungle pattern, I start off at golems, goes doing W first, cloth armor, 5 health potions. As you can see, I get a leech from the top lane. Most of the time if you're on purple team and leech from the bottom lane, what you want them to do is attack the left golem while you're attacking the right one. You won't use your smite on your golems. You're gonna use it on the red buff. And it's pretty straightforward that you gotta auto attack twice between each proc. So you start your red buff with W, proc W, use your smite once your W lifesteal is on, and there you go, you do your red buff. And after that, you're gonna proceed to do your raids. And after raids, you can either gank mid or top, depending on how it's going. And most of the time, if you get a good leash on the golems, you can achieve the gank at 3 minutes on the dot. So you're on the lane at 3 minutes, level 3, full HP almost. And I mean, they're level 2 in their lane, so there you go. So I'm gonna proceed to go top because Gragas was overextending a little bit. I told my Mordekaiser to try to bait him out a little bit, so he's gonna go into the bush to try and bait him out a little bit far out. I'm trying to zone him a little bit. As you can see, he's going to go into the bush, so Gragas is going to be forced to go a little bit closer to get to the minions. I'm going to go in and initiate with my E, proc my slow, start auto attacking him to attack that red buff. He's going to flash away, so now I'm going to Q, proc the Q and auto attacking to score the first blood. And there you go, that's how you get the first gank. And most of the time, I mean, 90% of the time you're going to get the first blood out of that. It's pretty easy to do, and yep. So now I'm going to go move on into middle, because middle was overextended a little bit as well. Fortunately, as you can see here, I'm going to miss my Q initiate on Bren, and I'm going to fail my E as well. LeBlanc's going to jump in to do some DPS. As you can see, he's going to bring him about off HP, and I'm going to stay mid to try to bait him out. And as you can see, he actually fell for the bait. He's going to W me, and as you can see, the minions got away, so I've got a perfect clear Q shot. I'm going to Q proc it, and as you can see, our LeBlanc's going to finish in Ignite basic attack to finish the kill off. And at that point, when your 2 ganks work, you want to feed your mid lane if it's an AP carry. That is the blue buff, so you're going to proceed to do wolves. Depending on how much HP you have, you're easily able to do this. You can do red buff with about 200 HP or less, blue buff with 200 HP or less. So you're going to start your blue buff as again, use your smite while your W lifesteal proc is on, and that should be a pretty easy job. You feed it to your mid, and then there you go. After that, you can recall once you have enough money for your Madrids and boots. That's perfect. I mean, if you have 1100 gold or more, that's perfect. So there you go, I got my Madrids, my boots, and my hot pots, and you're gonna go back into the jungle. And as you can see, timer respawn, usually you can go to either the top lane or go to golems, and if you can see a gank on your top lane after your golems, go for it. But as you can see, my Mord's overextending. I mean, it's Mordekaiser, you can't ask more not to push a lane, but there you go. So you're gonna go for the golems. If you have got a gank top lane, go for it. If not, just go for your raids again. Wolf's gonna respawn by the time you do raids as well. After raids, if you see an open gank in mid, go for it. And as you can see, I saw an open gank in mid. Bren was actually overextending pretty much, so I'm going to go in. And unfortunately, I didn't have any minions to close my gap with W. But as you can see, he's going to run the wrong direction. That's going to be a blank Q shot right there. Pretty easy kill. And there you go, we picked that up Bren again. So that's 2 kills for the mid lane. And as you can see, Thurleson first gank bot for the first time at about 6 minutes into the game. I actually got 2 kills, which is pretty good. So I'm gonna stay at bot lane, get that farm, because there's nobody to take the XP anyway. So I'm just gonna play there a little bit. As you can see, I got caught out of position by that Tyrek stun, and Lee Sin's gonna jump on me. I'm going to be forced to flash away not to die to them. And as you can see, I'm gonna stick around in the lane. As you can see, Tyrek was about to get me, so I W to that Sona to escape that that stun. And as you can see, I'm going to still lurk into the lane, wait for our people to come back, and as you can see, Talon came back, so now it's time to initiate. I'm going to proc that Q onto MF and prepare him to escape. I'm going to kick her to the face to finish the kill, and now we're going to proceed into trying to get Tyrek. He's going to flash away. I'm going to wait for my cooldowns, use Q, proc my Q, and a W out not to die to the turret, and unfortunately, we're not going to get that Q. It's barely going to escape. But that's okay. Usually at that point you should be able to do Dragon, but as you can see I had about 400 HP, so it's really not recommended. I could have done it, but my respawns we're coming back anyway, so you can go for you can go back jungling, get all your shit. As you can see, my red buff sub, so that's why I went back to jungle. I'm gonna do my raids and do my red buff as well. And after your red buff or golems, depending on how it goes, you can go back to mid, go back to top, and get another gank in. Lee Sin is really a versatile jungler. You can pretty much do anything with him. As you can see, now that our mid is fed, LeBlanc is just getting free kills. Unfortunately, he got ganked, but I mean, with the first blood at 3 minutes, another gank at 3 minutes 30 in mid lane, I mean, gives you a great advantage at the start. As you can see, I was 200 HP and about to recall a golems, and I decided not to because our mid died and was a lot of free XP just laying down there, so I'm going to go get that XP. As you can see, their MF at bot lane was extremely lit, so I'm going to decide to go try and get MF. As you can see, she's going to try and go and get Talon because of their clairvoyance. I'm going to kick her to prevent her to flash away, and LeBlanc's going to Q her to finish the kill. As you can see, I'm going to go into Tyrek, wait for my cooldowns, attack him twice before my Q proc, and proc my Q, and then W on LeBlanc to barely tank that last turret hit and escape it, and there you go, just gave LeBlanc 2 more kills, which was pretty good. And as you can see right now, I'm pretty lit. But even with my 165 health, I'm going to go give our LeBlanc blue buff because I have Smite. When you have Smite, you can get about 100 HP from your lifesteal of W, so that's pretty good. And since all my respawns were up, well, I just decided to keep on jungling. And I don't know if you recall, but I was about to recall after doing golems, 200 HP 2 minutes ago. And instead of recalling, went mid, they took all that farm in CS, went bot, got 2 kills, and went back into the jungle. So as you can see right now, I'm almost at 3k gold. So my second recall is going to be great for my items. I'm going to be able to pick my Wriggles, pick my Mertreads, and start my Warmogs. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have enough for my Giant's Belt, but I'm still going to have enough for the Ruby Crystal and the Health Pendant, which was pretty good. So I'm going to go back into bot lane. As you can see, that MF was pretty lit and was trying to get her. I'm going to Q her towards the wall, proc my Q, and then flash away and kick her towards my team to give that Talon an easy kill. And there you go. That MF got pwned, that Q through the wall. Nothing she could have done there. I'm going to W out, not to die to them, and there you go. That's a free gank at bottom lane. And now I'm going to go back to top where that Mordekaiser was getting ganked as well. I'm going to proc Q on Q him, ult him, then proc Q, then E to slow him. And as you can see, that slow was way too strong. And then I'm going to go back to try to finish that Lee Sin off. Fortunately, my team got him without me, but there you go. And the guy that got me an assist as well. And yeah, that Gragas really got facepalm. That's a great combo you can achieve on Lee Sin's because your Q does more damage the lower the target is. So what you want to do is Q, ult, then proc your Q and then go in and slow him and do whatever you can to finish him off, and usually that works really good. As you can see here, it's going to be my only death of the game, which is extremely stupid actually. I'm going to proc my Q on that MF and within the middle wall. I thought I could W back to my team. Unfortunately, I didn't get to. And there you go, I got facepalm. It's the only death I got of that game and was pretty stupid, so... As you can see, we were about to team fight. I was overextending a lot, so I W'd back to our Talon. He's going to ult us, and that ult's actually doing a lot of damage. But Brent's going to get almost picked off. As you can see, I thought my Q was procced on Brent, but it was not, so I just got to go under the turret. But as you can see, that just baited him out, so my team could do work on him. Talon's was pretty fed, so he did actually a lot of damage. And as you can see, Tarek's going to try to escape, but he's going to run the wrong direction. And I'm going to be able to land my Q through the wall, and then proc my Q, slow him, and there you go, that's an ace. And right after that, they surrendered. So, yep, there you go. That's a pretty good example of how you can play Lee Sin effectively. There's a lot of paths you can run on him, but that level 3 gank at 3 minutes is really, really strong. So if you want to try it out with the runes and masteries I show you, it's pretty easy. It's pretty fun to do. So, yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time.